Hi guys, welcome to another biology video. Today's topic we'll be discussing prokaryotic and eukaryotic structures as well as their differences and their importance to biology. So starting off, we have prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells lack endomembranes, which basically means that they have no membrane enclosed nucleus and they usually lack complex organelles. Here I have depicted the prokaryotic cells, a very basic sketch. We have the cell wall, which is a rigid outer structure of the cell, and it provides shape. Then we have the plasma membrane, which is inside the cell wall, as you can see here, and it contains the cytoplasm of the cell. We have the cilia and flagella, which is a protein structure that's responsible for locomotion, which basically means movement of the cell. They can only have one of the other, so in this diagram I have them both depicted so that you guys can see how each look. And then ribosomes are found in every multicellular organism, which is something I'll get into for eukaryotic cells. Um, Prokaryotic cells have a lot more in their structure. Like, for example, what I didn't include was the long strand of DNA, which is just floating around in the prokaryotic body as it has no membrane enclosed nucleus, which in a eukaryotic cell, that's where the DNA would be in. So moving on, we have the eukaryotic cell. Starting off, we have the nucleus, which contains the majority but not entirety of the DNA. It's membrane enclosed, which is one of the main differences between um, prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Around it, we have the endoplasmic reticulum, which is composed of two parts. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is abbreviated as rough ER, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is abbreviated as smooth ER. The smooth ER has a wide variety of functions. It's metabolic, which synthesizes lipids and catabolizes carbs, and it deals with cellular detox, which basically just kind of deals with whatever goes into the system and detoxifies. For example, if it's alcohol, it helps with that. The rough ER is covered in bound ribosomes, which I'll get to in a second. And basically, these make proteins that are going to be transported out of the cell. And in order for that to happen, it has to go through the Golgi apparatus, which directs the proteins and it also tags them so that they know where to go once they leave the cell. Then we have the ribosomes, which are in L-like placements throughout eukaryotic cells. There's two types that I'm going to talk about here, which are called the free and bound ribosomes. And as you can see here, there's here and right here. The bound ribosomes are going to be on the rough ER, and then the free ribosomes are going to be suspended within the cytosol. Free ribosomes usually make proteins that are going to be used locally or within the cell itself, and then the proteins that are on the rough ER are the ones that are making the proteins that are going to be transported out of the cell. Moving on, we have the energy organelles. These organelles are semi-autonomous. I will get more into detail once we cover cell respiration and photosynthesis on what that means. But for now, the mitochondria has the double membrane structure and it's the site of cell respiration in eukaryotes. Mitochondria can be found in both plant and animal cells. Chloroplasts, however, are only present in plants and some protists, and this is the site of photosynthesis. Also, I do want to make a note before we end the video that bio usually does focus mostly on eukaryotic cells, mainly because we are composed of eukaryotic cells, and most of the advancements that we're planning to make in biology deal with multicellular eukaryotic cells. but that does not mean that prokaryotic cells aren't important or that they're less interesting to study. It's just not something that we're currently looking into, but it is really interesting to see how there's cells that can reproduce and make good copies of themselves despite only having certain organelles or lack of organelles and not having a membrane enclosed nucleus. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!